Good morning, everyone. Happy full moon. There's a lot going on right now. How are you doing? How are you feeling? What's new in your world? Today we are doing our all signs reading for this full moon in Taurus at 24 degrees. If this is your first time here, welcome. My name is Sarah, and I am going to channel this all signs reading through the lens of astrology, obviously, and a growth mindset. If you've never been here before, this is my multidimensional cafe. It's really just you and I having coffee and tea, or water, or juice, whatever you'd like to drink. This is my watered down espresso. That's my sensitivity's off the charts right now, so I'm just going slowly with it. And we're here just to make sense of the astrology, kind of unpack a little bit of what we might be feeling, what we might be experiencing. And this full moon is a very interesting one. Definitely go watch my introduction to this energy, Freedom Comes with a Price. Because what we're recognizing right now is that we are the only power in our own world. We create our universe with our thoughts, words, actions, and intentions. And a lot of the comments that I've been getting and a lot of the feedback that I've been getting is that people are a little bit confused right now and they're not really sure where to go. They've been feeling so much and processing so much and going through it and going through ego death upon external issue, upon ego death, upon blessing coming in, upon all these different things. And so that has a lot to do with, this is Pluto on the board at the very last degree of Capricorn. This is our last full moon, new moon, lunar cycle until Pluto goes into Aquarius for the rest of our lives. It's never going to go into Capricorn again. So this is a big deal. This is in a few days from this moon. So if you're feeling confused, be confused. If you feel as though you're not really sure what's going on, then just say, I'm not really sure what's going on. When you have a clear path, and this is quantum, I'm going to open with this. If everything's happening at the same time, we're being born, living, and dying all at the same time. We have access to infinite information, all the information, some people call it the Akashic Records or the quantum field, whatever that may be. If you don't know something, it means that your soul blocked your human from having access to that information at this moment in time, so you're not supposed to. So be in what you're in right now, be in what you're in, and try to love it as much as the productive times. And give your brain something to focus on. Like, have an obsession in a way that feels great. Like if I get super down, or if I get super like, why am I not being productive? Why am I not this? I just watch Ancient Aliens. And I'm educating myself, but I'm lying there and I'm just like eating popcorn and snacks, and I'm just letting my body and my spirit team and the God of my understanding fill my order. This has nothing to do with the reading. This is just my personal spread that I wanted to keep up. Somebody needs to see that today. So let me introduce the board, offer my disclaimer, all the fun things. So my disclaimer, and I've put it in the description as well, is two-part, which is, this is a donation-based reading. You have not contracted me to do this reading, and so this is completely complimentary. If you're keen to donate, I'm so grateful for all your donations. I'm so, so grateful. It is an absolute pleasure and a privilege to be here and be of assistance to you. And I'm just so grateful for all of your generous donations. Thank you so much. The links are in the description for that. So don't take anything that I say as doctrine. Do your own research on everything that I say. The second part of my disclaimer is that if this is your first time here, sometimes my readings can get intense. We talk about trauma responses. We have a growth mindset, so we like to be efficient in our processes. So sometimes the readings, they shoot between the eyes. This is Scorpio season as well. The moon, as I record this, is in Aquarius. So there's a lot going on. And it might be a little harsh, but if you say it in my Boston, it's not as harsh because you're like, oh, she's harsh. That's okay. That's okay. So this is not, if it resonates with you, it's for you. If it doesn't, it's not for you, and that's okay. And that's okay. This full moon is in Taurus, and Taurus is run by Venus. So I've left Venus up here for us to really recognize that it's all going to be okay. It's all going to be okay. Really. At the end of the day, it's all going to be okay. It's all going to be okay. Every little thing gonna be all right. And that's a beautiful thing to recognize, that when you're going through hell, don't build a house. Don't build a house. So now let me introduce the board. This right now is the general astrological wheel, which starts in Aries and goes all the way around over to Pisces. Please watch for your rising sign first to get the exactitude, find out exactly where 24 degrees of Taurus is falling in your specific birth chart, or the chart of your company, the chart of the country that you live in, whichever one you follow, totally okie dokie. And then you can watch for your sun sign, and then you can watch for your moon sign to get the vibrations, to get the vibe. But just pick up your water and sit with me. Don't look at exactly where the planets are falling when you are watching for your sun sign and your moon sign, because those aren't going to be exact for you. I've had a lot of questions about this Pluto transit. I'm going to have a whole video on Pluto going into Aquarius. I already have 2 videos in the longer range transit playlist. And I'm going to do an all signs reading for that, just so you can see, like, this is a 20-year transit. 20 years. So it's not so much, what do you mean by that, Sarah? So a lot of people say that they have, Aries placements. I have Aries sun, Capricorn moon, and a Scorpio rising. So my sun sign and my moon sign have been rocketed, gutted, buckled in the past however many years since 2008. And now it's a great time for my foundational, my ascendant sign, my descendant sign, my IC and my MC to get rocked in the next 20 years. So the foundations of the house that makes up my chart is about to get all renovated. But my sun, ego, and my moon, intuition, Capricorn, have been upgraded. So now I can egoically and intuitively face the upgrades to my foundations and relationships and legacy with that upgraded lens, with that upgraded view, just talking about Pluto. So we'll get into that in the all signs reading for Pluto. If you are keen for more work, not even work, but I'm going to have my full moon healing in Taurus. That will be available early next week. If you would like to receive during this full moon, if you would like to receive, and full moons are perfect time to close chapters, celebrate, finish something, or because this moon is so bright in the sky, we might be seeing something that we were not privy to before. This might be difficult. This might be gross. This might be harsh. And so how we face it, how we respond and not react, that is going to be our mastery. That's going to be our mastery. So let's introduce the planets. I've introduced a few of them already. And then we're going to get into our readings, and we'll start with Aries. So this is Pluto over here. He's an OG. He's based off the Christmas critters from South Park. So I don't think he's not changing anytime soon. Sometimes I update the planets. This is Chiron. This is the moon. This is the sun. I already talked about Venus. Mars. Neptune. He's just so cute, but violent. Mercury. Gorgeous. Uranus. I love how you can see Saturn. Black Moon Lilith. Jupiter. Absolutely one of my favorite planets. Sun, Moon, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, Chiron, Lilith, North Node, South Node. Last ones that we place down like this. So you can see where the North Node is going into and the South Node, what it's releasing. And I do the mean for the North Node and South Node and the Lilith. So if you follow the truth, then definitely just go check the exactitude of it. But I mean, this grid, you know, it's not as exactitude. So I think that's it. Yes. I had asked the guides before we were getting started what this community needs to hear and see and really understand. And a lot of it, sorry, I just remembered 11:11. I had dreams where I saw 11:11 4 times in my dream. And I asked the guides what this community needs to hear, see, or really experience before we got started. And the guides were just saying, if you're confused, be confused. Like I'd said before, be in what you're in, and know that you can't mess it up. You've placed your order with God. You probably have a bigger order. So let it happen. Let it saturate. Let it marinate. Let it birth itself. All right, let's get started. Aries rising, Aries sun, Aries moon. Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy. Sun, Moon, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus. Neptune, Pluto. Okay. There's something. Your intuition is just blossoming right now, Aries, and it's, you know, the sun is in your deep transformative death, shared possessions, sensuality, sexuality house right over here. There's something that you're feeling impending right now, which is, it's just very, very fascinating. There's like this ominous feeling that your intuition has blossomed really. The North Node is going to be transiting over your ascendant sign. You're feeling a community shift, which you've been working towards for your whole life, and you know that it's happening. And Aries, we're starting, I mean, like I said, the sun, as I'm recording this, is in Scorpio and the moon is in Aquarius. So we're just going to shoot between the eyes. I apologize, but I love you. So you know that you're leveling up. You've been leveling up for a while, and you feel this shift in community, in friendships. You feel this relationship shift. You feel like someone's about to come in, and they are. It's your energy is shifting, and you're saying to me like, Sarah, but like I'm still in the same, 3D job. I'm hustling. I'm doing the things. I'm doing that. When you level up energetically, vibrationally, the people that you might never have seen before are finally a vibrational match for you. Your values are strong. This is big stuff. If you've been waiting for a relationship for a long time, this is really exciting stuff. Really exciting stuff right now. I mean, Mars, your chart ruler, is, definitely for Aries placements. This is a beautiful trine that's happening right here. Mars is trining your ascendant sign right now. This is 3 degrees. Wherever, if you have like early decan of, we talked about that in the introduction, this is beautiful energy. This Just keep holding those boundaries. Full body chill. Keep holding your boundaries, Aries. You know that, yeah, it's like, just don't react. Just keep focusing on your bag, and not even your bag, but you. Just keep focusing on you. This is incredible. This is beautiful. Make art, experience art, go somewhere, like go to a museum, go to an art gallery or something like that. Take some time for yourself right now, Aries. This is big level up feelings. This, I love. 2025 for you is a really incredible time. A really incredible time of growth, of like slingshotting. Don't run. Don't run. Like, what do you mean by that, Sarah? Mercury is going to be retrograding in Sagittarius over here. And so this isn't right now, but it's coming later this month. It starts on the 25th of November at 22 degrees of Sag. It's going to be retrograde for a few weeks. It is going to go to 6 degrees of Sag, and it will go direct on the 15th of December. So don't, you're like, Sarah, go to a museum, but you're telling me not to overspend. Like, don't buy a ticket that you cannot afford. Like, we talked about this a few weeks ago. Get your passport ready. Buy maybe luggage, but don't run from what paradigm you're in. Focus on the bigger one. But you can get a library pass, Aries. You can live in the future, but be present and accept what you're in right now. You can. You really can. And express gratitude as often as you can, because this paradigm hop that's really just shooting towards you, it's like there's something really powerful. I think it's a relationship. If you've been waiting for a while, this is big deal stuff. Yeah, your chart ruler in your house of romance. Woo her. Let him woo you. Whatever identity you have, whether it be the black cat or the golden retriever energy, whatever it is, just be in it and recognize that you are two souls. Pluto and Aquarius. You are two souls having a human experience. This could be, yeah, get that imposter syndrome and you tell it to shut the front door and get out of there. I know your brain is just braining right now with Mercury and Sagittarius, Aries, but really accept and love where you are. Keep saying no to what's a no. And no is a complete sentence. You don't have to justify it. Just say, that's not for me. Thank you. No, thank you. That's it. That's all you have to do. That's all you have to say, Aries. And know that this is, I'm hearing some of you say like, well, what about relationship? What if I'm not looking for a relationship or I'm not interested in that? Then go to your values and understand that as you're hopping paradigms, the people that are meant, the souls, like pretend that there's no third dimensional matrix. Like just let every single thing and just have a candlelight be your light and essence, and everyone around you, it's just the candlelight of their essence. When you level to a different paradigm, you can see the lights that are at that paradigm level. It's not egoic. It's not personal in any capacity. It's just energetic. It's the vibration, and it's not in competitive. It's not comparison. It's not competitive or in comparison to others. It just is. It just is. Yeah. Aries, other simple things that you can do in your daily right now is leveling up your outfits when you're out and about in public. Like no more gym clothes to the grocery store. None of that. None of that. None of that. Bring a change of clothes to the gym and change in the locker room. Like none of that. None of that. Yeah. Have a little bit more mysticism. That's what I want you to take away from this season right now. Aries, still talking to Aries, is a little bit of mysticism and a little bit of, yeah, mystery. Great job, Aries. Great job. Taurus rising, Taurus sun, Taurus moon. My God, this is so exciting for you. Venus, okay. That's intense for you. This is beautiful for you. I love it. I love it. I love it. So definitely don't run from where your feet are, Taurus. This is big stuff, and this is deep transformation of not just who you think you are, but whom you've always wanted to be. And also at the same time, I feel as though opportunities are presenting themselves to you right now for you to either understand that you're lying to God, yourself, spirit, with what you really want. And maybe it's definitely go watch the introductory video, because I want you to recognize that big paradigm thing. Okay, what do you mean by that, Sarah? You're kind of being harsh right now. Okay, so you want, at the end of the day, all of it's like a relationship. I mean, the sun's transiting your house of relationship, so we'll talk about relationship. You really want this beautiful relationship, but right now you're like, I can do it on my own. I can handle everything on my own, and I can do this and I can do that. Where the universe is like, but you really want a relationship. So why are you telling me you can do it on your own when you really want a relationship? And things are coming into your life where you're like, I can't do it on my own. I can't, but I'm trying. Like, it's like the fly. It's like the parable of the fly, where you're like, I'm flying into the glass, and I know this is the only way that I can do it. Where it's like the door's freaking open, and you can just do it a different way. And you can lean on community, even if you do not have a partnership right now. You can lean on community. Saturn's going direct this exact day. So really, even if who really resonates? Who do you want to be in relationships? Pluto's transforming your house of legacies, so this could be the level up that you've been looking for, that you've been really manifesting for a while. And you know, we have these guys chit-chatting over here, Mercury in your house of shared possession, and Jupiter just blessing your house of values. Who are you in relationships? Yeah, I want you to go very simple right now, Taurus, which is, make a list of all the things that you expect from the people in your life, and then become that. You can't be a vibrational match to someone if you yourself are not working towards that. And it doesn't have to be you have the perfect body and you have the perfect this and the perfect that and the perfect this, but it's saying, okay, I, am a healthy person. Maybe your body doesn't look the way that you want it to, but you show up at the gym and you go to yoga and you go for walks and you do the things. All like you have the schedule of that future version of yourself, And I talk about that in my self-mastery program. That's going to be on sale for Black Friday for 30% off. So if that's something you've ever been interested in, definitely go check that out. Definitely go check that out. Because if you are focusing on something in the future and you're not yet there, create the schedule of that future version of yourself. Yeah, the North Node is going to be blessing your house of community, friendships, and wishes for the future in 2025, and you'll be releasing in your house of creativity, romance, joy, childlike spirits. You're growing up, Taurus. You are really growing up, and I'm proud of you. None of this is easy, but I really want you to go simple. I really want you to go simple and know that what if it could be that easy? What if it is that easy? What if I need to just really stop thinking that the thing that I want is so big and it just is? Yeah. You're worthy of really beautiful things happening to you right now, Taurus. And just accepting that we're consciousness having a human experience. And you do create this world with your thoughts, words, actions, and intentions. And so I want you to focus on that. I want you to really focus on that. Oh, buddy. A dear friend gave me some sweet ferns. We're going to use this as some of my cleansing and clearing. Just go back to basics right now, Taurus. You're super activated. So just release what's not you. And that's it. Gemini rising, Gemini sun, Gemini moon. I'm so jazzed about this nodal transit for you. So excited about that. I'm so proud of you, Gemini. I'm so proud of you. I'm really proud of you. Why, Sarah? That Pluto transit, that's intense. That is intense. That is intense. That is intense. And I want to celebrate you. I'd really recommend having a party for yourself on the 19th of November. Take some time for yourself and just recognize Gemini rising specifically, Gemini sun and Gemini moon. You've definitely been affected, but really look to where Pluto transited your chart, because this Pluto transiting the 8th house, your 8th house being run by Capricorn, like, dude, that's insane. That's insane. So let Venus being in Capricorn right now just be a nice, like a nice aloe vera after you got your skin burned. You're like, it's not gonna be burned forever. But this is a lot. This is a lot. Yeah, people died. People died. So definitely journal on that. I'd say right now, this is the health axis. So while the sun right now is in your house of daily life, health and practical service, and the moon is releasing over here in your house of soul purpose, healing closures and coming home, I would say you might be having wild cuckoo pants dreams right now. They might be popping off. They might be popping off. Like, show of hands. Who's astral traveling in their dreams? Who's ending karmic cycles in their dreams? Who's doing a lot in their dreams? This girl is, that's for sure. And so really recognizing that, you know, you could take, it's just, please don't pop off. Please don't pop off. Please don't pop off. Yeah, don't. Why, Sarah? Like, this is your house of daily life. Mercury's in your house of relationship, and Mars is in your house of early learning, short trips, and communication. Mars is activating some, you know, teenage stuff, some inner child stuff, and Mercury, your chart ruler, is transiting your house of relationships. Don't pop off and, like, really destroy a relationship that was meant to be because you can't control yourself. Like, this is, just because this happened, don't identify with it. Talk about it in a way that's like, yeah, it doesn't define me, but that really did happen. And so look to, I would say right now, your values. I would really lean on, like, go watch the Aries chart or the introductory video right now, because this is happening inside. Don't go back to any old addictive patterns. No gossiping. I want you really sitting with yourself, like, my guys are saying, like, what if you were just silent and you just let the frustration of whatever's coming up just, like, go away? What if you let it just come up to be released? Like, what if, and I like to use parables of, like, farts and burps because it just makes sense and it makes you giggle a little bit. Like, what if frustration was just like this burp that just needed to come up, but that, like, you were choosing not to burp? And you just were choosing to, like, keep it in. Whereas, like, what if you just burped it out and it was gone? Truly. Truly. And you just let it go and you just breathed and you just were like, oh, okay, that was intense, but now that's out of me. And I don't have to identify with it. And I don't have to, you know, get on a get on a soul train that's not for me because I needed to learn a little bit more about controlling my inner teenager. Like, what if that was an option? You know? Which is exciting, Gemini, which is really exciting. And crying is such an option. Like, expressing our emotions is just so healthy, and do it in a way where you don't, and this is tough. This is tough, Gemini, because you're run by Mercury, you got those two brains, but feel it, sink into your heart and say, I don't have to label it. I don't have to even know what's going on right now. I just need to let it pass through me. I just need to let it express itself. I just need to let it out. I just need to fart it or burp it out and then just be done with it, and then not sit there and analyze the fart or the burp. It's just a really helpful parable, because if everything is energy and you looked at it in that comparison, you're like, oh, okay, maybe I was egoically judging the experience that I was having and needing to identify with it, and really needing to like unpack that projection of the shadow that I saw in front of me, and just needed to recognize that like I'm the only one here. In the full moon, I linked the video of the egg theory, so definitely go check that out. But you're the only one here, Gemini. So if you're seeing a shadow outside of yourself, that's another you. So look inside and look at your mother, father stuff. Look at some internal family systems. Look at like, who's running the ship? Are you trying to protect yourself? Is your inner child out? Is your inner teenager out? Like, definitely look into the Mars transit, power meets softness. That's a video that I talk about. It's on my page. Just the Mars and Leo transit. It's going back into Cancer. Like, yeah, good stuff, Gem. Good stuff. This is big stuff. And with that understanding that you can literally just say, okay, I'm intellectualizing that I have to feel it, that gives you the okie dokie to then, when it comes to feeling, just sink into your heart and feel it and let it be gross. Yeah, it's a full moon. We're not making rational decisions. Good stuff. Cancer rising, Cancer sun, Cancer moon. How you doing? This is gonna be intense. So I love you, and I hope you stick around for the reading. All right, the hero and the villain have the same origin story. That popped into my brain. And God's not gonna let you thrive in situations that you're not supposed to be in. I could just let that be that, but I'm not gonna. I'm gonna stick around with you and talk you through that. So, okay. Leo runs your second house, Cancer rising. Cancer sun, Cancer moon. Definitely, you can watch for the vibration, but specifically, Leo runs the second house for Cancer risings. So you like to have money. You like to have safety and security, and you like to have those things. There's something going on with your 3D job, I call it, where you gotta go. You gotta go. You gotta go, girl, my guy. And a lot of you know this. A lot of you know this. And so I want you to start to utilize mantras of excitement. There is, I have a book of like a daily calendar that a dear friend, a Cancer sun, had given me, actually, SUN. And it says, when it is time for a new job, the opportunity presents itself easily. When it is time for a new job, the opportunity presents itself easily. I want you to really go through. This is about community, friendships, and wishes for the future. I want you to put into the buckets right now. This is a homework for you, Cancer. The people that you have in your life, the VIPs, but I want you to look at your job, the environment that you're in, whatever it is that's really popping into your brain as I'm talking to you. And I want you to recognize, like, of the people that I work with, who am I actually going to keep in my life after I'm not here anymore? If some of you are keen to be moving, you know, the North Node going into your house of quest, adventure, long distance travel, and higher education, that's 2025, that's January 2025. So if you're moving, there are people in your daily life that you see that you will travel to go see, that you will, get on a plane, a bus, or whatever it may be to go see them, that you'll chat with them on the telephone, all of those things. But who won't you talk to? Who are the people that you're not going to talk to? I want you to really recognize right now, because this is creativity, children, childlike spirits, kiddos, if you want them, Mercury in your house of daily life, health, practical service, and Cancer, you are so run by the moon. So really utilize this time to say, just be aware, make those lists, have it on paper so it's not in your brain, so that when you're talking to those people at the water cooler, you're not sharing your daily life with the people that aren't supposed to be in your life. You're not nurturing and karmically bonding to people that you don't want in your life. It's okay to just talk about the weather, say, oh yeah, I'm fine, thanks, how are you? And ask them about them, as you would a stranger at the grocery store. But really, definitely go watch the November video, Pack It Up. Definitely go watch that, Cancer. It's this is big deal stuff. And definitely go talk to a Gemini rising about Pluto in Aquarius. This is a big transit. That is a big transit. So be aware of what's to come. I mean, this is just naturally, this is inheritances, this is wills, contracts, shared possessions. So that's a big deal coming. And it's yeah, if grandma and grandpa, none of us live forever. None of us live forever, Cancer rising. So being aware that this is a 20-year transit and, things are coming for you. Money is coming for you. Shared possessions, a new home. This is big stuff. But the little things, the little spells that you're speaking every day are just keeping you at a lower vibration. I would release gossip. I would really release and be okay. This is tough. It's focus on what you're working towards and the people that are there, and don't focus so much on the people that you're releasing. This is not egoic. This is not oh, I'm better than you. This is just saying, these are the people that are meant to be in my life. I really want you focusing on the people that are meant to be in your life, the people that you love. I'm literally shaking for your reading right now, Cancer. This is a huge deal. A huge, huge, huge deal. So recognizing right now that not everybody's meant to be in your life. You're not meant to be in everybody's life. Let them go. Let communities shift. Walk away from a 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10 situation. Acknowledge situations that you're still in, but don't talk to the people there if you're not going to keep them in your life. It's that simple. It is that simple. Incredible stuff. Thank you, Cancer. Leo rising. Leo sun, Leo moon. How are you? You're feeling that. You're feeling that. That's why it felt weird. There we go. Sorry about that. Okay, Sun, Moon, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, North Node, South Node. Okay. The amount of ego deaths that you've had in the past year is just profound, Leo. And so this is beautiful. It speaks to, and so many times in the past I've been like, there's this group of Leos and then this group of Leos. But if you're here at my table, I'm just going to speak to the one group of Leos and say, however you are accepting yourself and rolling with it is going to determine how this transit in the next 20 years is going to be navigated. What do you mean by that, Sarah? You're a fixed axis, fixed fire, fixed air, fixed water, fixed earth. And this sun and moon is transiting your 4th house of house and home, and then releasing over here in your 10th house of public image, career, legacy up here. And so this is the fixed axis. Pluto is going into Aquarius, activating the Aquarius, Taurus, Scorpio, Leo axis. So this is your relationships, your descendant sign. This is going to be, how do I say, if you're self-aware, that's literally it. If you're like, you know what, I'm kind of stubborn. I'm in a fixed, on a fixed axis. I'm, sometimes don't always like when this happens, or this is not my strong suit, or this, as long as you're self-aware, that's literally it. But if you're lying to yourself, AKA lying to the people around you, AKA lying to the universe, AKA lying to God, you're like, no, I got this, everything's fine, this is that. But then in your like darkest of nights, you're like, I'm going to take them for all they're worth. Then it's not going to be an easy transit. The universe will whisper to you until you listen, and then it will scream at you until you listen, and then it will yell at you until you listen, and then it's going to punch you in the teeth until you listen. So self-awareness right now, safety during times of whatever. A lot of you are also waking up to the, the negative things that have happened maybe in, celebrity life or, sport life or, the children, whatever that is for you. You're kind of having an awakening right now, and that's mixed with, you're just being efficient, where it's like I'm having an ego death and a spiritual awakening all at the same time. So just maybe lean on being a homebody right now. Yeah, and just release the need for, I want you to lean into the mystery of Scorpio season. Yeah. Definitely go watch my Scorpio season video, Anything But Casual. I did an all signs reading for Scorpio season as well. That could be helpful moving forward. I'm going to have that as a digital product that you can purchase, and you can, see where big things are happening in your chart, and what I'm going to have a Pluto transit video for you. So definitely watch that. This will be a big deal for you. This is upgradable energy, but this is Phoenix type stuff. The Phoenix, the first time it lit on fire, was probably like, what the F is going on? But the more you upgrade, the more you listen to the universe and the whispers, and you let the whispers stay whispers, and you tend to the whisper. The second it's a whisper, you're like, you know what? I'm just gonna do what the universe is asking of me, because I am the universe having a human experience, and maybe that's me whispering to me from a future space, from a past space, from a quantum space, and maybe it's not me being told what to do. Maybe that's me guiding me, because at the end of the day, I am the only one that would ever listen to me. I would literally, I'm the only one that, oh my God, definitely have a journal if you don't right now, Leo. And in the toolbox, my love affair with pen and paper journaling, that could be worth it's like a few minute video. But it just, when it comes to spiritual awakenings and this type of stuff, sometimes the world gets so cuckoo pants that you won't listen to a single other person but yourself. So maybe the universe whispering to you is you trying to talk to you from a future version, saying, listen to the razor's edge theory. And now you're just like, okay, if it's you screaming at you from the future, you'll listen. Sometimes there's some rigidity, the fixed axis that you're on, that says, I'm not going to listen to anybody. What if it's you? You might take it a little bit more seriously, Leo. Love you. Virgo rising, Virgo sun, Virgo moon. What's happening? Hot stuff? What's going on? Just hearing the phrase enough is enough. Enough is enough. That's a beautiful thing. You're really worthy of good things happening to you. There's some, like, nobody understands Virgo, any Virgo placement, how deeply you're processing and how you might not be feeling the best right now. So I'm sending you love, because there's a somberness right now. Whether it be, some of you are just missing a deceased relative. That's very specific. Some of you wish you could talk to them. Talk to them. Talk to them as if they're in the room, and talk to them with a candle going and see how the candle flickers. But really, you're not alone. You're never alone. There's very little that I just want to hug you right now, Virgo. This was an unexpected feeling of just like weightiness. Your intuition is coming online in a way that doesn't have to make sense. It really doesn't. The medicine right now would probably be like a good movie, but like a romance or like a black and white movie. Like, go super nostalgic and just really like cry. Like, what were your favorite movies growing up? I know nostalgia can be an addictive drug, but right now I'd really just want to hug you. You're going to come out of this in a way that will feel very inherent. What do you mean, Sarah? It's like you'll, in a few days, you're probably going to wake up and just feel a lot better. This just feels very internal. And I really want you finding someone to talk to. Talk therapy could be helpful. Maybe in a few days after this full moon, after you're not feeling so intense, having someone to talk to could be really helpful, Virgo. Definitely reach out if you'd like to book a free consultation, and we can see if I'm the right person for you. I have products or videos, links to videos. I could be as helpful as possible. Yeah, I have an all-access membership group that's starting this month. That the first Saturday of every month, we're going to be meeting in a live coaching call, a Zoom. So if you'd like to join that, that'll be up soon. But you're not alone in what you're experiencing. There's just a real feeling of quiet right now on your chart. It's peaceful. It's peaceful in a way where it's like, the image that I'm getting in my brain is, you had this big garden and it's you, and there were some really intense weeds in the garden that were kind of just like taking over everything. And no matter what you did, the weeds just kept growing and kept growing and kept growing. And so you hired a gardener to come in, and they were like, some of these plants that you've had for a while aren't really going to make it. So to save the entirety of the garden, I'm going to have to pull out a bunch of the plants that maybe you've loved for a really long time. And you're like, well, if that's what's going to save the garden, then absolutely. And I just saw you standing over the garden after that gardener had left, and there's all of this beautiful space for new and healthy and wonderful plants to come in, but you were just having that moment of acceptance and surrender, Virgo, where you're like, wow, the things that I really used to love aren't there anymore, and I'll miss them, but I'm ready to move on. You're just in between those two worlds. So just full moons are a perfect time to celebrate, release, surrender. Yeah, my practical full moon release technique, that's in the astrological starter kit or the video How to Work with the Moon. All the links are in the description. So please reach out if you need anything, Virgo. This is a real be in what you're in and know that you're loved. I love you. Libra. Libra rising. Libra sun. Libra moon. Okay. There's an effervescence of the phrase that I'm about to say that has been coming through, and I might lose a whole bunch of you right after this, but please stay with me, where it's like, some of you are lying. Some of you are really lying. And whether it's out of preservation, I don't know what it's, you know, your chart ruler is in your 4th house of home, my pocket of the world, safety. Some of you are lying to the people around you, pretending that you like them more than you do. There's a lot happening all at the same time. The South Node is releasing. This is, you know, some of you feel very stuck. Some of you feel very stuck, and you're not stuck. It's just, instead of reacting, we have to look at our responses and really understand. Like, some of you, Gemini's going through something similar. Talk to Gemini, or if you have, you know, Libra, Gemini placements, definitely go watch those 2 videos. But this is, you know, the money axis over here. Money values access to resources and deep transformation, shared possessions. Uranus has been in this house of shared possessions, but this is like, some of you feel very stuck in the job, in the, you know, we've talked for a while about, you know, you're doing well with paper, you're doing good. And you usually are, you and Pisces are usually doing well, but you're honestly like feeling maybe a little bit of like, there's some teenage stuff coming through where it's like, what if I don't want to do this? What if I don't want to do that? A lot of people, like, maybe if someone is in the United States and they're feeling some either overly excitement about, you know, the past week, or over frustration over the past week, just really ground, really, really, really ground. Please get out of your head and get into your heart center, and belly breaths, get into your belly. Like, this is, like, things are shifting and changing in a really big way right now, Libra, that, you know, the North Node for 2025, January 2025, is going to be in your house of daily life, practical service, healings, closures, and coming home. And these are massive karmic cycles that are ending. I say that for lack of a better human term, but just cycles that are ending, astrological cycles, the North Node, the Pluto transit, you know, whatever that may be. Lean on your healthy relationships. There's a lot of teenage stuff coming through, a lot of inner teenager stuff coming through right now. And so there will come a point that the world, somebody might really just like call you on your stuff, Libra, and I would express gratitude for them when they do. I feel like someone's gonna, it's like a metaphorical, like you like think that someone's gonna snap out of it type stuff, where you're gonna, you know, complain about the same thing, whatever it may be, whatever's coming through, and someone's gonna be like, stop it, grow up. Yeah, grow up. So how you can best utilize this energy right now is to check yourself and really look at what's coming up for you. This is a harsh reading, but I said you were going to be harsh. Like, everyone's replaceable. Every single, like, Saturn and Neptune in your house of daily life, health, and practical service. Like, Mars will go back into your house of legacy. Like, literally, it's that joke where in, you know, the 3D world, like, if you died today, your job would replace you by the weekend. Yeah. Yeah, there's not a single person on this planet that is more powerful than the universe, more powerful than God. So really surrender to your feels right now. Surrender to your feels. Let your chart ruler be your guide. Yeah, Pluto's leaving Capricorn. It's going to be okay. I promise you it's all going to be okay. I promise you it's all going to be okay. It's all going to be okay. Whatever our brain, our ego has said is the way that it has to be is not what it's going to be. It's going to be different. It's going to be powerful. It's going to be sad. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be potent. It's going to be whatever. These are just human words. We're consciousness, having a human experience as a collective, like all functioning on the crusted rim of a fireball shooting through space as we're activating and upgrading in human form. That's never been done before. It's never been done before. This human experience, experiment, whatever you want to call it, it's never been done before, Libra. So please take some pressure off and sink into your heart space. Sink into your belly breath. You don't have to do this alone. Lean on your important people right now, Libra. Lean on them. Get by a little help from my friends. Scorpio. Scorpio rising. Scorpio sun. Scorpio moon. Scorpio sun, S-U-Ns, happy birthday to you. Ooh. Some of you are going to have children and you didn't think that you were going to. Or the person that you eventually marry or become partnered with is going to have children and you're going to become a stepmama or a stepfather. Or something's going on with kids. Something's up with kids. This is your house of relationships, the important people in your life, and conjunct Uranus. This is really, really interesting. Money's coming in or is good. It's going to be a big win. Or like if you've felt like you've been, Sag energy running your second house, it's like big ups, big downs, big ups, big downs. And you're learning how to really like navigate the middle ground of that. But if you've been in a lull, expect a high. And if you've been in a high, expect a lull. Not a low, but a lull. So just really keep doing your manifestations, keep writing it out, keep staying the course on that. As far as this axis here, I feel like when Jupiter goes direct, there'll be, when Jupiter goes direct, I feel like for you, this is going to be like that baseline that you have is going to be higher. And that's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing. So I'm excited for you. It has all to do with your mentality and what you're experiencing within how you're navigating this. I feel like a lot of that. Definitely look at your Capricorn placements, see what Pluto is really upgraded, and it's your response, not reaction, that really is going to help you understand what's going on. Somebody's seeing you. This is relationships. Mars is one of your chart rulers. Pluto is one of your chart rulers. This full moon is in your house of relationships over here. Mars is in your house of legacy. Keep creating what you're creating. Keep doing it. You're rebranding right now. A lot of you are rebranding. Continue to do that. I would really look at the Cancer video, or there's something to do with when the Cancer video we were talking about, like, don't talk to the people in your 3D job if you don't want to start to karmically bond with them. I would really start to utilize phrases like, think of everything as an opportunity of, I'm trying to really, so it's like having a phrase that people at your 3D job or in your whatever situation that you're leaving, that you're going to be moving away from, and just have a phrase like, how can I best support you? Do you want advice or do you not want advice? My intuitive listening lecture for a lot of you could be worth your time. Definitely go check out my digital products. It's an $11 download. It's a lecture as you're intuitively listening. And so having the phrase like, how can I best support you? Do you actually want advice or do you just need to, word vomit for a little while? And if they're actually saying like, no, I just need to word vomit, then either have a boundary that you're like, well, I don't want to receive that vomit, or bubble yourself, do your woo, and really recognize that, and then maybe don't talk to that person as much anymore. But this is, I'm hearing like the final, like very 9 of Wands type energy where it's like, this is the final test, or you're really going through that. Let them gossip, let them talk about you, let them be in the arc of like, oh, they're saying all these things, and just don't respond or react. Just keep focusing on what you're focusing on and focus on the people that are meant to be there. There might be something very intense that comes out about an ex, about like there might be a little bit of a reprise of something that comes up, Scorpio, and it's just for you to release it. It's just for you to release it. And you know who I'm talking to right now. And it's just to come up, to feel, to release, and just to say, wow, I accept that version of myself. I have to find where that shame light language was and do a whole, and just put it as I have to find it because I know I posted it might be October, I can't remember. I will find it for you, Scorpio. But you are not that person that did the things that they did in the past, but you gotta love that version of you because they did what they had to do for you to upgrade. You are an experiential learner. You are a mystic. You don't come in for the first time as a Scorpio sun, moon, or rising. You don't do that. So if you are experiencing shame about a past relationship, about a past thing, maybe that ex is talking about you, maybe there's people in your life that are bringing up old versions of yourself, let them talk. Let them. Doesn't feel good, but let them. That's the negative, whatever you've labeled as the negative, trying to lure you back in, karmically bond with me, stay at that lower level, where you're like, no, I can't control. What people say about you behind your back is none of your business. It does not feel good. It doesn't feel good. Truly, it doesn't feel good. And it ended with you, Scorpio. I'm seeing you as like the sacrificial lamb. You're like, whatever experience you had is preventing someone else on this planet from going through it. Focus on what you're building, focus on your business, but focus on it in a way where it's intuitive. Like, it's like, I really want you to understand that there's a difference between like, how many likes did I get? How many likes did I get? And how many people, how many souls can I offer guidance to? I want to be as helpful as I can by doing the same thing. Like, I want to reach more people. Like these all signs readings, for example. I want to reach as many people as I can to be as helpful as I possibly can, Scorpio. But it doesn't change the way that I channel. It doesn't change the way that I do things. I still have my paper grids. I still, you can still see the tripod. So many times I could have been like, you need this, you need that, you need this. And there are days that I will level up, but that's not my reality just yet. Nor does you seeing the tripod change the way that my channels come through. So that can be egoic stuff, especially when the sun is transiting our, ooh, please don't burn that. Sorry. Get some sage, please. Especially when the sun is transiting our ascendant sign, we're very me focused, but in a way where we want to do good work, we want to do good things. So just do it now. Do it now. Go watch the full moon video. There's a lot of resources that I have for you. The intuitive listening lecture, the links for that are below. And call me if you need anything. I'm really proud of you. This is not easy, but remember that when people start to gossip about you, it means that you're leveling up. Yeah, it's like that arc, not even for woo, but it's like, oh my God, she's crazy. Oh my God, she's crazy. I can't even believe that she's doing that. Oh, but like I knew her. oh my God, she's doing it. How is she doing it? And then at the end, again, it's like, oh, no, 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 we're best friends. I taught her everything that she knows. That type of stuff, Scorpio. So it means you're ascending in your own life. So keep it up. Take a long weekend if you can. I love you. Call me if you need anything. Sagittarius, darling. Sagittarius. Sagittarius rising. Sagittarius sun. Sagittarius moon. Ooh, this is exciting. You might be sleepy. You might be tired. Sag rising especially. You might be tired. You might be moving, or there might be thoughts of moving. Ooh, buddy. All right, let's see. Where is it? Everyone's waking up outside. What time is it? It's almost 7 o'clock. Everybody's waking up. The world's waking up. All right, so this is the health axis for you. Sun is transiting your house of soul purpose, healing, closures, and coming home. And the moon is releasing in your house of daily life, health, and practical service. I just have a feeling you might be feeling like a little bit like older than you are, like your body is a little bit more sore. For some reason, that might be coming up for a lot of you. You might be upgrading in your sleep. There might be a lot of stuff that's really happening. I'm excited about that. This is an interesting reality, whereas like Jupiter, your chart rulers in your house of relationships, is a very wide opposition to Mercury, which is run by Gemini, which runs your relationship house. So this is a little bit of like, who am I in relationships type stuff, and who am I within my healthy habits. It's you and Cancer. It's like there's so many people that are going through this level up right now, and it's going to happen within your current reality. Maybe, you know, when the North Node goes into Pisces and Virgo, this is January 2025, maybe you'll move. This is like level up stuff that's it's like it could only be God. It could only be God. Yeah, we can't figure this out. I'm hearing some of you say like, well, give me something practical to do. If there are daily habits that you really don't like about yourself, or if they do not match a future version of yourself that you are working on becoming, the practical manifestation technique, that's something to really focus on. We're cuckoo pants, all run by the moon around full moons. So I wouldn't really do that until maybe the week after, but this is going to be a fun transit for you over here. I'm very, very excited about that. Well, we'll talk about that. I'll have an all signs reading for it. But right now, this is coming through, okay. The mental chatter that Mercury in your sign that's saying, like, really watch your never and always. What do you mean by that, Sarah? It's like, oh, I never find the spot that I'm looking for, or I always get the crap end of the stick. Yeah, the universe doesn't know sarcasm, so watch your sarcasm right now, Sag, and definitely like, they don't call it spelling for no reason. These are your spells that you're speaking. So be very aware of the words that you're saying, and really like look at how you chat around the people in your life. So many people are upgrading from the jobs that they're in. You're not alone in this. You could watch the entirety of this all signs reading like a movie, and you'll see how many people are really looking at, okay, so in my daily life, I'm releasing things in my daily life. You might also have an experience in your 3D job, whatever that you don't really want to be doing, Sag, that's like, oh, Jesus, what? You're like that? You believe that? That's who you are? And so really, stay in your bubble, stay in your vibe. I'm listening to the guides. Some of you very specifically, are going to be running a company, but it's going to look different than you thought it's going to look like. It's like some of you are coming into a very entrepreneurial space. So whatever 3D job you're in, learn as much as you can about the policies and procedures, full body chill, and get to know the structures and get to know what works and what doesn't, and take mental notes, because maybe imposter syndrome's getting in the way where you're like, I could do this better. I could do this better. I could do this better. You could. You absolutely could. Totally forget where I was before, but sometimes the guys just shove something new into my brain, and that's what they want to talk about. There are level ups coming for a lot of people. Don't chat. That's what it was. Okay, thank you. So don't chat about, like, don't recognize, like, when you see someone at the 3D job and all of a sudden you're having like 3D chats about 3D problems and this and that, and look at how you kind of, as mutable fire energy, mutable, you can become a chameleon to the people that need you. And don't do that anymore. Who do you need? Be who you needed. Be who you need right now, which is a strong, sovereign, amazing Sagittarius. Yeah, it might be awkward at first when people that had expectations that you were going to have the commiseration party, you're like, no, I'm not complaining anymore. And you can open with that. Be like, hey, I'm choosing actively not to complain anymore. So if we could just remove that from our conversation, that's just me. I'm not trying to change you, but could we talk about positive things and like growth things and what you're super jazzed about? Yeah, that'll change the conversations right quick. So you can open with that. Lead the way, Sag. Lead the way. Sag season's going to be so much fun. It's going to be fun. There's so many times that I feel like a granny where I'm like, it's going to be lit. And I'm like, yeah, 37. Are you even allowed to say that? Are you allowed to say that? Are you allowed to say that? I was chatting with a friend the other day, and we were talking about something like this. It was just an interesting situation, and she was like, aren't they sus? And I was like, okay, I think I know what that means. I think I understand what that means. I think I understand what that means. I did great. I got through it. Beautiful, Sag. Watch what you say. Capricorn rising, Capricorn sun, Capricorn moon. Don't give up. You got like a week. They're playing that seventh heaven thing again. Don't mess it up now, Capricorn. What do you mean, Sarah? Where it's like there was this seventh heaven. Oh my God, it's just so good. It's just so good. It was like one of the daughter had like a full scholarship, and she went out drinking, and they vandalized the school, and it was like right before graduation, like the day before, something like that. And she lost the scholarship, and it was a big deal. And so it's like Pluto is a week away. What is it? Not even 1, 2, 3, 4 days away from leaving your sign. So if something is coming up for you right now, Cap, sun, moon, or rising, let it be. Let it be. Let it be. Let it be. Let them talk. Let them gossip. Let them be confused by you. Don't get involved. Stay the course. Like you have, Sag runs your 12th house, Cap rising. Mercury's in, your intuition is spot on. It's spot on, Cap. It's like you're walking into rooms and someone just says hi, but it's like their butthole just shrunk up and their octave went like, hey, how are you, Capricorn? And you're like, you were talking about me not even 5 seconds ago. And you're like, yeah, who cares? Who cares? Let them talk. Let them talk. Let them talk. That version of you doesn't even exist. What people say about you behind your back is none of your business. Doesn't matter. Focus on what does work. And I talk about that personally in the full moon in Taurus introduction. Freedom comes with a price. Whereas I just had the sun transiting my ascendant sign. And during that time, normally I'm unpacking like what was working, what didn't work, why didn't it work, and like what can I develop, what can I better myself. And right now I'm like, okay, what is working, and go full hog into that. And then anything that's not within that, I don't even have to look at, I just don't have to do it anymore. I don't even have to entertain it. I don't have to focus on it. I don't have to do any of those things. So you have transformed and upgraded in such a way that like you, Gemini, there's so many, like big, I mean, Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn. I mean, your foundation's beautiful stuff. And now Pluto wants to bless your house of money. I'm excited for you. I'm excited for you, Cap. That's exciting stuff. Yeah. Don't be the daughter in seventh heaven. Just literally stay in what you're in. Focus on what does work. Focus on what is working. Because anything that isn't working right now, it's like they're showing me this plant that you tried to like, that was, you know, a sapling, a little seedling that was dying. And you're like, okay, so I'm going to move it into this room. And then you moved it into the other room and it was still dying. And then you were changing the way that you watered it. You're like, okay, it's still dying. And then you moved it back and you put it with like a community of other plants. And then it was still dying. And then it was over here and it was still dying. And then finally you put it outside and you're like, it's still dying. It's dead. When is it dead? Cap. You know, what can you, Venus, you know, the chart ruler for this full moon is in your sign. So like this, that square, this is a beautiful thing. Mars right now is trining the North Node in your house of household. My pocket of the world, safety is key. Definitely go watch the full moon introductory video. Definitely, if you're interested, my, what's it called? Self-mastery program. That could be for you. Or, you know, if you just look into the universal laws of the, like the laws of the universe and focus on those. Focus on those. The law of comparison. Stop comparing what you want to something that is so outside of your, like stop saying, oh, I want so much, or oh, I only want this. Just say, this is what I want. This is what I want. This is what I'm creating. This is what I'm going towards. And let what is not working just die. Just let it die. And keep showing up as that evolved version of yourself. It's like the Sagittarius video, you could definitely watch that, where we talked about, you know, maybe you go to work and you're chit-chatting with people and you can kind of be like, recognize that you're like, oh, I'm just, you know, talking about the negative or the polarity, or, you know, yeah, groceries cost a lot of money, where really they don't. And really you're in a great space and really you're cognizant of the spells that you're speaking, Capricorn. And so going into that situation, you can say things, oh my God, dude, did we talk about this last time? I think we might have. I think we talked about that 2 weeks ago at the new moon. Just literally say like, hey, I'm not complaining anymore. Or, hey, could we talk about positive things? Just don't participate in that conversation. That's not judging that person. That's just saying, that's not real. And I had to do it. And it was not easy. It was not easy to like really, to one of my dearest friends, we were having a conversation and it was about the price of things and it was about that. And I was able to say like, yes, I'm aware that the cost of a bag of groceries is more than it was a year ago. I can acknowledge that, but I can effortlessly afford food, as can you. And so when you mirror that to that person, you snap them out of that and say, oh, you know what? You're right. I can. I really can. And so you can be helpful if it's worth it, but really step into sovereignty, Cap, and be aware of what you're saying. And don't mess it up before Pluto goes into Aquarius, because that's your bag. I love you. Aquarius. Aquarius rising, Aquarius sun, Aquarius moon. It's a very interesting time to be you. You're retrograde. boy. It's really interesting what's coming into my brain right now. So I saw this little clip. It was, Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen, and this was years ago, where they had talked about like no is a complete sentence, when they were like, they didn't have any, they contracted it obviously, but they didn't have any control over the fact that they were famous from birth, basically. And so this is a big deal for you. It's almost like you're feeling this impending odd, not like doom, but you're like, well, I'm going to be stepping onto a more public stage, and you're aware of that. The sun's transiting your 10th house of public life, image, and career. And, maybe within the next, I would say the beginning of 2025, you're going to have some huge opportunities coming your way. Aquarius, just planetarily, just astrologically, that's just right there. I would say for right now, understanding and finding, like, what's the most beautiful thing about freedom? What's really cool about being free? What's really cool about having time, location, and financial freedom? And finding people that maybe are ahead of you in your contemporary realm, like in your arena, that you can look up to. Yeah, your awakening has happened when you're like, this person's negative, everybody, this, like, it's like, I really want you to look at like beautiful, abundant, wealthy people that do beautiful things in this world. Or if you don't want to have like that public stage, that's okay. You don't have to. There's many infinite ways to become wealthy, free. I'll just say free. And recognizing that that is so powerful. To be free, you can do whatever you want. Yeah. This is a lot about finances for you, and values, and how those are matched to each other. And this really, you could look at some mother-father stuff, the way that you were raised about finances over here. This is the house of mother. This is the house of father. Really, this is huge stuff, Aquarius rising. Aquarius sun and Aquarius moon, you're definitely feeling this. It's just like, oh my. Oh my. Surround yourself with winners. Surround yourself with people that match your values. Yeah. Spiritual awakenings, they are paired with ego deaths, and they come once a week sometimes. So just the work is never done when you have a growth mindset. You're just continuing down the road, and you're just continuing, and you're just working on yourself more and more. You can tag out and just like take a, this is in your 4th house of home. You can just take a long weekend and just like rug up and like girl, I'm in my PJs. You can't see that. So that's okay. You can have whatever it is that you want. And these are some of my favorite things to do. Literally. I love doing these so much. And I'm in my pajamas. Literally. With like my favorite oversized hoodie. And it's like I've got tissues coming out of every single pocket. And I'm just in bliss. Dude. Yeah. Another tissue. Like in bliss. So you can have it look like whatever you want it to, Aquarius. Find people that are doing what it is you want to do. That are good. That you're not like, oh, but you sold your whatever, or you did this, or you did that, or you did that. And it's just, yeah. Freedom comes with a price, but for you right now, it's literally just focus. I just need you to focus. Elvis is coming through right now. Wise men say only fools rush in, but I can't help falling in love with you. I would say actually go to some like root chakra solfeggio frequencies, because if it's like lower tones that are coming out right now for you, Aquarius, like ground, some like, what do they call, didgeridoo music and stuff like that, that could be really helpful. And dance. Less intense stuff, Aquarius, I love you. Pisces rising, Pisces sun, Pisces moon. Saturn's going direct today on the day of the full moon, so like that will feel good. There's some sassafras energy coming out. I just heard one of you just like, Sarah, I don't want to talk about money being good. I don't want to talk about investments. I don't want to talk about any of that. Then what do you want to talk about? There's a loneliness. There's a loneliness going on right now. This is early learning, communication, short trips, quest, adventure, long distance travel, higher education. There is a loneliness that's going on right now. It's this awareness that this North Node is going to be going into your sign January 2025. That's so exciting. Pluto really transformed your house of community, friendships, and wishes for the future. Mars is in your house of daily life, practical service. Pardon me. I just want that to be where it is right now for you. Jupiter's in your house and home, but Jupiter's retrograde. So yeah, you can pull back on investing. You can pull back on, you're like, I don't want to invest in someone. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. Then don't. Like I say in the disclaimer, and like it says, like you don't have to follow any of the advice that I give you. This is me just saying it's, fertile ground for this. It's fertile ground. Yeah, the phrase circling the wagons is coming through, which is a friend of mine, an old friend of mine from many years ago that, had a fame in her day. And she called it circling the wagons, where it's like, nobody knows you. Nobody knows you when you're up on that stage, when you're, when the sun goes into Sag, all these things. Nobody knows you when you're up on that stage. So reminding yourself whom really knows you and who cares about you and those people. And so really look at family right now. Lean into family. Yeah, when the North Node goes into your house of self, the South Node goes into your house of relationships. So relationships might be really changing. Even with the South Node right now in your house of shared possessions, relationships could be really shifting and changing. Or some of you that, are very, very close to people are like, I don't really like you as much as I thought, and we don't really mesh as well as I thought we were. Or people that, have been with themselves for a little while are really recognizing that maybe my hyper-independence has been a trauma response, and maybe I don't need to act that way anymore. Maybe I'm ready to put myself out there or shift and change. I know there's nothing happening in Virgo right now, but it just feels like this is about whom, I can't run. You're not running from, and you above all, you're like, I'm not going to overspend to like run away from my problems. I'm just maybe not going to look at them. And now you're actually looking at them, which is exciting. And so invest in yourself. This could be in a therapy session. This could be in, please reach out to book a free consultation. I can see if I'm the person. The link to my menu is below. So definitely go check that out. Yeah, I'm going to have a monthly membership group starting this month. We're going to be meeting the first Saturday of every month for a live coaching call. Start to really work on yourself. Really work on yourself. I think that could be a great way to invest in yourself during this time period. And know that the people that are meant for you can't be taken from you. They can't be taken from you. You're responsible for your kiddos. You really, Mars going back into Cancer, you're responsible for your children. And sometimes, a lot of the times, people get together just to have the babies. I've talked about that in my relationships are drastically changing video, in the North Node in Aries transit. We've talked about that. Both of those videos are in the longer range transit playlist as well as in the toolbox Pisces. So we've been talking about this for a while. It's been a year that I've been talking about that. So maybe go watch that video, The Relationships Are Drastically Changing, and recognize that it's okay to be in what you're in and focus on the values of yourself and then the people that you, so what do you mean by that, Sarah? You can have different beliefs with people, but the values are honesty, speaking from I statements, having a growth mindset, being of service to the world. And then once this transit happens, this is January 2025, you can say, okay, I really surround myself with people that share those values. And that's it. And that's it. It has nothing to do with your beliefs. This Pluto transit is almost done in your house of community, and Venus is going to be in there as this beautiful salve, this balm, this aloe vera. I forget who I talked to about that already, but definitely you can watch this whole thing as a movie. Just sit with me and see how everyone is doing in your life, so that when you bump into a Virgo, you bump into a Leo or a Capricorn, you're just like, oh, I kind of have a vibe about what your energy, your essence is going through. I think that's it. And releasing old adolescent and childlike ways of communication. Yeah, I don't wanna, all different things like that. I'm like, oh, my adolescent's running the ship. Just speak from I statements and just say, like, it's no one else's problem that we are going through individually what we're going through. It's just saying, like, I'm in my own arena right now, so I'm going to take a step back, and this isn't about you, this is about me, and just taking yourself off the floor for a little while and focusing on that. That could be helpful, Pisces. And their reaction in response to you, that's a them, but that will show you the values. Okay. I love you. I'm so proud of you. Thank you so much for being here. I will see you in a few weeks. That new moon in Sag. But what questions do you have for me? I love you. Mwah.